Right, I've just set up the phone on bike cam. Right, happy days, and we've had one. Come on. Bike number 3. Giving the net a bit of a dip before we start, getting off any of the nasties. First rod going out there on a faithful Ronnie. This on a hair rig Ronnie. Got a 50mm PB pop-up on there and a little mesh bag of the 6mm pellets. That's DNA and S7 mixed 50-50. Leg clip arrangement, 3oz lead. Gonna just flick it out, see if we can get a bite on that. Right, rod number 2 is a bottom bait. I've got an 18mm bottom bait in there, and then I've got some of the matching bug paste just wrapped around it. That's going to break down, give off loads of attraction instead of having a PVA bag. So again, let's flick this one out, see if we can get a bite. Second rod. Welcome to a new video then. I am back on the bank. You join me on a local day ticket. I've just managed to squeeze in a little evening session. I basically picked the lad up from preschool, managed to drop him off home with the missus, and I've managed to get up to the lake. Now, I've only come out for an evening, like I've said, and a lot of the bites on here do tend to be just into dark, or when it gets dark, and at this time of year it's getting dark around sort of 5 o'clock ish, and the lake normally stays open till 7, but I've found out it's actually open later at the moment to allow people to have a bit extra fishing time at this time of year, and it's open till 9, so it means that I'm going to get potentially 3 or 4 hours of fishing in the dark, which might mean there's a better chance of having a bite or two. So I'm quite chuffed with that, to be fair. I didn't realise they were doing it, so it's a nice little surprise. So I've let the missus know I'm not going to be back very early, so yeah, she was delighted with that, but no, it's not too much of an issue, to be fair. So anyway, the rods are out. I've got one on a Ronnie, one on a flip rig, so one on a pop-up, one on a bottom bait. I've put literally about 10 baits around each at the moment. I'm not really fishing exactly where I want to be, but there's a couple of guys fishing. One's on the feeder, one's on the pole. So I'm hoping they're going to be shooting off shortly when it starts to get dark, and once they've gone, I'll reposition the rods out towards more towards the far side, basically, which is where the fish seem to be holding at this time of year. Myself and Hugh were actually here a couple of weeks ago. We managed a couple of fish and an enjoyable session. Actually, we announced the winner of the giveaway, who's won the free 24-hour session and started on the video with us. So yeah, that was a nice little session, but I'm out for another go. To be honest, just wanted a bit of a chill, so I'm going to just chill for a bit. I'm going to put the kettle on, have a coffee, and hopefully one of the rods goes rattling. Well, the light is starting to go now. I'm just sat enjoying my coffee. To be fair, the last sort of hour I've been pretty chilled, just sat in a chair. The other lads have all packed up now, so I can redo the rods and put them out to the zone where I think the fish are going to be. Myself and Hugh, I think I've said it already, fished there a couple of weeks ago, and we had bites from a particular area, and it always seems to be the case on here at this time of year when the weather starts to get cold. The fish really hold up in a particular zone, and it's quite handy because we fished it a few times over the years. You build up that bit of experience and that knowledge, and it means that when you come back to a venue you can easily drop in if there's swims available and cover that area where you know the fish are likely to be. Gives you a lot of confidence, and also it saves you a lot of time. I haven't got to walk around looking for the fish as such. Location is kind of a bit of a given because I know from previous form. So not always the case, you know, if the weather's indifferent, the fish might move into another area. Sometimes the fish like to go behind the back of an island. There's a lovely little sheltered bay around there. Used to be a bit of a no fishing zone, but they've actually removed it now. And there's some lovely little snags and trees and that around there. So they like to tuck up in there now and then. But generally speaking, this sort of main body of water, what we refer to as the bowl, seems to hold a lot of fish, and especially sort of 3/4 of the way over to the far side, they seem to really like it over there. I think it tends to be off the back of any sort of weather really, and I think it probably stays the most consistent on the whole lake, so I think that's why they hang around there. But anyway, I'm going to polish off the coffee, and then I'm going to get the rods redone, put some fresh baits on, and then I'm going to fire a few baits out with the catapult, because the seagulls have done the off now. So those bait thieves ain't around, so I can get a bit of bait in, and hopefully we'll have a few fish to show you for the cameras. Right, the rods are out in position then, out onto that area where I know the fish tend to hold up and it tends to produce bites. So it's just a waiting game now. I'm going to have a bit to eat, and hopefully one of those rods rattles off. I'm feeling really confident, might be too confident, but there's a good stock of fish in here, so I'm pretty happy that one of the rods will go off at some point before I go. So yeah, let's see if we can have one. Come on! Come on, carp. Let's have one of those 20-pounders that's in there, that'd be nice. Right, well, when I'm waiting for one of those rods to go off, I thought I'd have myself a little noodle pot. This is one of the soba cup noodles, yakitori chicken. Oh, they're lush. Anyway, I'm going to get tucked into that, and hopefully we'll have a fish shortly. First one in the session then, this one come on the bottom bait, 18mm bug, and yeah, happy days. Taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, but nice to get a fish. Oh, he's a bit lively, but good double. But I'll get him home and see if we can get another one. Happy days. Right, let's get him back home. There you go, mate. Off he goes. Right, happy days, and we've had one. Come on. Took way longer than I thought it would to get that bite. The time I had that was 6:30. 6:30 2 weeks ago, when myself and Hugh were here. We were leaving at that sort of time, or packing up I should say, and Hugh I think had had his second fish, so we had 3 I think last time we were up here, but we were at the gate by 7, so yeah, definitely took a lot longer to get a bite. But I suppose we had 2 rods out between us, whereas I've only got 2 rods out myself. So, you know, we're 2 baits down, I guess. But anyway, it's nice to have a fish. It was a low double, put up a really good scrap, absolutely beasted me. Unfortunately, I think because the temperature's dropped, the GoPro battery it completely drained, and the SLR ended up having some sort of fault on it when I switched it on. So I think I got a little bit of the fight, but I don't think there's any audio. So, oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, nice to have one. Let's see if we can add to the tally and get one more. Who the hell's that on? Oh, I've just been done. It's bird the hook over. Oh, damn it. I bet that hook wasn't perfect when that went out then. Probably rookie error that is. I think that hook point in the other rig was slightly bird over, which is why it just got done. But this is what I'm having a fish on, so I'm just using a flip blowback rig. So basically the piece of tubing is right round towards the base of the point. That makes the point heavy, and it turns, and basically when you use it with a heavy bait, you've got to use a bottom bait. The heavier the better. It allows it to flip over really quick and dig into the bottom lip. You get really good hook holds with this, and I absolutely love it. I've just got a little mesh bag again on there, so chuck it back out. It's interesting how the bites have come on the right rod. Don't know if there's anything in that in terms of location, but using the new ProLogic bobbins. Absolutely love these. These are the MIDI ones. They've got these lovely line clips which you can either have them tight so they are fixed on the line so they stay in place, or you can have them loose where they freely can run up and down. But yeah, absolutely love them. And the orange is quite a nice colour. I quite like them in orange. Don't see many people using orange bobbins. Not that it really matters, but personal preference, I guess. Right, I'm going to prep another rig and put it out on the other one, I think, as a bottom bait. Right, I've just made up a few mesh bags. I've had a couple of bites now. Both bites have been on the bottom bait, so I've repositioned the left hand rod and put it on the bottom bait as well. And I'm just making up some mesh bags just so I've got some ready in case I get any more bites. So there's probably about 8 to 10 all ready to go in there now. So yeah, it seems all the bites seem to be on that right rod, so I don't know whether the fish are really localised in that particular area, but I've moved the left rod closer to where that right rod is, put a few more baits over the top of it, so hopefully I might get some on the left rod as well. But we'll see how we get on. We've got about an hour, I think, till I probably need to pack up. So luckily the van is only about 30 yards behind me, so I can literally just put stuff on the barrow ready to go and just wheel it straight into the back of the van and off I go. So it's going to be nice and easy to get going, so I can fish right up until 9 o'clock. Officially you're only meant to fish till 9 because you've got to be at the gate at 9:30. They've got a like a code gate on this complex. You type in the code when you get there, it opens the gate, but after 9:30 the gate shuts down and locks, and you have to phone up to get out basically, and it obviously will probably cost you a fair chunk of money. So but anyway, those rods are back out there. They're both on bottom baits, both in the zone where I've been getting the bites, so let's hope the next time I get a bite it actually ends up in a net. Come on! Can't believe how slow it is at the moment. I mean, I've had a couple of bites, but I really thought I'd probably get like half a dozen fish. Been able to fish a couple of hours more in the dark, but I think the weather is a lot colder. You can see my breath, I expect, and yeah, it's a lot colder today, so I think the fish just not quite on the feed like they were the last time, but what can you do? Well, bite number 3. Hopefully it'll be fishing in net number 2. Very slow bite. It was almost like it was still feeding. Oh, they don't have scrap well in here. Where do you think he's going? Literally looked ready for the net then, he's just gone off on another run. It's actually quite tricky to play them when you've got all the lights, because you get loads of glare. And with the with my breath, because of the temperature as well, getting loads of fog in front of me. Ah, boom! He's in. Ah, nice. Fish number 2 then. Another one on the bottom bait, again on the right hand rod. They're very lively. I don't think he likes my warm hands, to be fair. But nice result. Another low double. Probably 12, 13 pounds, something like that. But nice result on a short evening. God, he is lively. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's get him back and see if we can get another one. He wants to go home. Off you go. Oh, lovely. Oh, that was tricky. Oh, jeez. Right, I've just set up the phone on bike cam, plugged it into the power bank, and I've got about 15 minutes until I'm probably going to have to reel in. So I'm going to see if I can get one on camera for the phone. So that'd be pretty cool if I can. Just had a bite, got it back, well, about 15 minutes ago, so there's every chance I could get one before I have to reel in. So 15 minutes, let's have one. Come on, Carp. Right then, that's probably the end of the session. The bike cam is still running, but I've only got about 5 minutes to go and I'm going to be reeling them in. So what I'm going to do is just end it here. If I get another fish, I will drop it into the video, probably just before this. But otherwise, 2 fish, 3 bites. Shame one of them come off, but the hook was just burred over slightly and I don't think I noticed. Either that or it might have hit a bit of bone and just pinged out of its mouth. But anyway, nice to have 2 fish on an evening session. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Simple tactics, just boilie fishing, a little spread of boilies, and simple bottom baits this time on those flip rigs did the business. Couple of doubles. I've really enjoyed it, to be honest. Nice short session and nice to get a couple of fish. So hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, then please give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, then please subscribe. We upload every week, normally on a Tuesday about 6 o'clock, so regular weekly content coming out all the time, and also there's an odd bonus video on the weekend as well. So anyway, I need to reel those rods in, so thanks for watching. If you're getting out, enjoy your fishing, be lucky, and I will see you guys next week on Tuesday about 6 o'clock. See you then.